Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to DC deck building video for crossover pack number 5, the Rouges. The Rouges are one of my favorite set of villains. When I saw this was coming out, I was like, oh, I love it. I love the villains more than I like Flash. I love the Rouges. But it's definitely, I was like excited when I heard about this because I love reading stuff about them. I don't, however, I wasn't a super fan of this version of them, where they basically gave them superpowers instead of being like tech villains. I like the idea of them being more techy villains. Some of them had powers, which was fine, but I liked it more when they're just like we're regular criminals. But I love that they have like a code and everything. So even though they're bad guys, they still follow rules. They didn't, just indiscriminately kill and stuff. So here's more of the traditional version. You have Captain Cold. Also, this is fun because it gives you a bunch of villains to play as instead of more heroes. There is a new keyword called Teamwork. The Rouges are not the most powerful villains around. Most of the time, they need to team up to beat superhero. Teamwork means during your turn, you may play a top card of any one foe's deck. When that card leaves play, return it to the top of the owner's deck. So that's definitely cool there. And then they also add more stuff with VP. So if you don't have VP tokens from Forever Evil or Crisis 3, use something else. So that's where you get the other Crisis tokens. It's from those two, or not Crisis tokens, Victory Point tokens. So you get tokens to spend during the game. So this is basically meant to like integrate it right into the villains set, and then you can play with them. But you can use it with anyone. So we have Captain Cold. The first time you buy a card with a cost of 3 or less from the lineup during each of your turns, you may teamwork a foe. If you teamwork, that foe gains 1 VP. So you're getting to borrow their card, but you have to pay for it. Golden Glider. Each time you play a card you don't own, draw a card. Teamwork, that foe gains 1 VP. Heat Wave. The first time you destroy a card with a cost of 2 or greater during each of your turns, gain the top card of the main deck and put it on top of your deck. Teamwork, that foe gains 1 VP, so that's going to be a common trait. We have Mirror Master. Each time you play a hero, villain, or equipment, plus 1 power. If you have played another card with that cost this turn in Teamwork, gain 1 VP. The Trickster. Each time you would shuffle your discard pile, you may leave one of those cards in your discard pile. That's an interesting mechanic. Yeah, that's neat. Teamwork, gain 1 VP. And Weather Wizard. Discard 2 cards, draw a card. Teamwork, foe gains 1 VP. Definitely some interesting things. Plus, they all have that special teamwork ability. Each of the Rouges has teamwork keyword, just gives them the ability described above. Next to the keyword, that foe gains 1 VP. That VP comes from the pool, not from your own supply. The player you choose to team up with gets a piece of the action. So there's some honor among thieves. So every single villain here has the ability to use that teamwork, no matter what other cards they draw. Alright, so let's see what we have for some villain allies. We have Dr. Alchemy. When you gain a card, when you buy or gain this card, gain 1 VP. When you gain a card from the lineup, put it into your hand. Then put a card with the same cost from your hand into the lineup. Tar Pit. So they're all going to have this. When you buy or gain this card, you gain extra VP. Draw a card. You may pay 1 VP. If you do, destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Girder. Plus 2 power. Defense. You may discard this to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card and gain 1 VP. So these cards can really mess up how that competitive goes because you're going to be gaining a bunch of extra VP all the time. Magneta. Plus 2 power. You may pay 1 VP. If you do, gain an equipment from the lineup and put it into your hand. The Top. Teamwork a foe, then steal 1 VP from each foe. Abracadabra. Put the top card of the main deck. Play the top card of the main deck. At the end of the turn, return it or pay 2 VP to gain it. Oh, that's nice. We have some heroes. We have Iris West. +1 power at the top of each player's deck. Patty Spivot. Teamwork a foe. If you draw or have drawn 1 or more cards this turn, teamwork another foe. Jesse James, the other trickster. +2 power. When you teamwork this turn, draw a card. Captain Boomerang Jr. Oh, they didn't have Captain Boomerang as one of the villains. Each player puts a card with VP 1 or less from their discard pile on top of their deck. The Pied Piper. Teamwork a foe. Defense. When you reveal this card from your hand, avoiding attack. If you do, gain 1 VP. Loot. When you buy or gain this card, gain 7 VP. Oh boy. If you do not own this card, steal 2 VP from its owner. Anti-Walk Shoes. Put a card with VP value 1 or less from your discard pile into your hand. Bag of Tricks. Pay X VP, gain X power, and draw X cards. So now, because some of these need you to pay, you're only going to be useful if you're playing the stuff from this, Forever Evil, or Crisis 3, where you're gaining the VP tokens. If you put these into the base set, then only these cards that get you at VP are going to do anything, because you don't earn VP until the end of the game from a regular card. Cold Gun, Teamwork, 2 power. Each time you teamwork this turn, gain 1 VP. The Mirror Gun, put a copy of each card you've already played from this turn from your discard pile into your hand. Superpower, you have a Tornado. Draw a card and choose a foe. Attack. Look at that foe's hand, put a card from their hand on top of their deck. The Engulfing Flames. +2 power, destroy a card in your hand. If that card has a cost of 1 or greater, draw 2 cards. Mirror Images. Play the top card of your deck. You may put a card with that cost from your discard pile into your hand. Lightning Strike. Draw 2 cards. +1 power for each card you discard or have discarded this turn. Phasing. +1 power for each card in your hand. We got some locations. We have Iron Heights. Ongoing defense. You may give the attacker 1 VP. If you do, avoid that attack. That's funny, like buying them off to not attack you. And then Rouges Safe House. Each time you teamwork a foe, gain 1 power. Alright. What's also interesting about all of these is none of them, I'll flip them upside down, none of them have VP points. They're all zeros. So that is the reason why they all have this text here, so you gain at least 1 VP minimum for every card. Because not only are you gaining the VP right away to spend it, you're also not gaining VP at the end of the game for having these cards. So, gotta keep that in mind when you're spending your VP, because you're spending your endgame winnings if you're spending it. Alright, here's our superheroes we get to play against. The Flash, the little text, return from the Speed Force. Stack Ongoing. At the start of your turn, lose 1 VP. Each time you play a card from your hand, discard a card. Players may teamwork any number of different foes. And I think this is the last one. Yep, so that's the last Flash. So we have just regular Flash. If you defeat Flash, remove him from the game. Gain 6 VP. You may destroy a punch in play. Stack Ongoing. Supervillains lose their teamwork abilities. Jesse Quick. +3 power. Look at the top 3 cards of the foe. Look at the top card of each foe's deck. Attack. Each player destroys the top card of their deck. Teamwork abilities are now active. Because you start with Flash and it shuts it off and it's just saying now that he's gone, you get your abilities back. Jay Garrick, draw 2 cards, then gain 1 VP. Each player passes a card from their hand to the discard pile of the player on their left. If you pass a card with a cost of 1 or greater, you gain 1 VP. Hawkman. 3 power and gain 2 VP. Attack. Each player discards cards until they have discarded at least 5 power worth of cards. Your hand empties this way, gain 1 VP. Max Mercury. Draw 2 cards, teamwork a foe. Each player adds a top card of the main deck to the lineup. Lose that number of VP equal to twice the VP value. Wally West. Draw 3 cards. Ongoing stack. Wally West cannot be defeated unless you have played 9 or more cards this turn. Holy crap. I mean, obviously you're teamwork and you can do it, but just normally that would be really hard. First appearance. Each player gains 2 cards with a cost of 0 from the destroy pile. And then we have Bart Allen. Gain 2 cards from the lineup and put them into your hand. Then refill the lineup. First appearance. Each player reveals their hand and gains a weakness for each different card with a VP value 1 or greater revealed this way. Alright, so there's all our different... It's like Flash, Speed Force character. Speed Force, Flash, and then there's just Hawkman in the middle. It's kind of funny. I like it, just 2 flashes. Starts with 1 and ends with 1. Yeah, those definitely cool cards. I like this set. The gimmick for it of being the teamwork works really well because any of the cards that have teamwork or any of the rogues that have teamwork, you can mix them in any deck and they'll still work. Gaining the VP, obviously the ones, like I said, require you to spend VP if you're mixing in a deck that doesn't, not one of the villain sets that has stuff that lets you gain VP outside. It's going to be harder to use them, but I don't think most of them were too bad. And it's easy enough to pull out like them 2 or 3 that require you to spend. You can still have fun with it. So definitely like this set. It's probably one I would recommend. Alright, we'll check you guys later. Bye.